I remember who I am. I honor who you are. I hold space without judgment. I speak truth with kindness. I listen with my whole self. I give overflow, not to patience. I restore. I rise. I radiate. I am he who remembers. And I stand beside all women, rising and remembering I am she who remembers. I remember who I am. I honor who you are. I hold space without judgment. I speak truth with kindness. I listen with my whole self. I give overflow, not to patience. I restore. I rise. I raise. Who remember? And I stand beside all women, rising and remembering I am she who remembers. I walk in circle with integrity. I protect what is sacred. I move in rhythm with spirit. And women rising in numbering I am she who remembers. I she who remembers. I am she. I am she. I am she. I am she. Who remembers?
Welcome, welcome, welcome to She Remembers Circle. We're a sacred movement, a sisterhood of awakening, and a living temple of divine feminine remembrance. I am your host, Yolanda Simmons, also known as Queen Yolanda. I welcome you. The circle is not a club, it is a gathering of matriarchs, healers, artists, wisdom keepers, and women ready to walk with intention. We are women who are answering the call, women who have heard the whisper deep in our bones that says, you are more than what you've survived. You are who your ancestors dreamed of. You are here to rise. We are not becoming something new. Oh no, we are remembering who we've always been. I'd like to share our vision statement. We envision a world where women rise not by force, but by frequency. She Remembers Circle is devoted to reigniting the spiritual flame within women around the world, awakening their sacred gifts, empowering their voices, and returning them to a rhythm of grace, healing, and cosmic clarity. We believe that when a woman remembers herself, she becomes unstoppable. And when a circle of women remembers together, the earth begins to heal. Welcome. I'd like to share our invocation, She Who Remembers. I am she who remembers before remembering had a name, the hum before heartbeat, the thread before cloth, the wound and the womb. I carry galaxies in my breath. Nebulae nestle between my ribs. My hips are calendars marked with moons and migrations, and the stories no textbook dared write. You have seen me in dreams, in quiet mornings before the world intrudes, in the way your grandmother stirred the pot with prayer, in the silence that wrapped your rage like violet. I am the scent of myrrh in your spirit's hallway, the glance in the mirror when you feel most unapologetically you. I am your yes, your knowing, your thunder tucked inside softness. You see, I am not coming back because I never left. I was hidden, buried beneath systems, sermons, and survival. But you are my rising. You are my altar in motion, my temple in skin, my echo made flame. So step forward. Wrap your fear in silk and place it at my feet. Gather your sisters. Light the old fires. Call me by name in every language. Your lineage remembers because when you speak, I awaken. And when we gather, the earth resets. I am she who remembers. And now, so do you. Again, it's so good to see you. It's been 2 months since I was able to share a live. And so we will continue on. Just want to remind you we have a She Remembers calendar for 2026. And the theme for the month of July is strength. And you see the quote that is actually on the calendar for this month is the divine feminine does not roar to prove her power. She simply rises and the ground remembers. And that was developed by I should say, written by your own Inseroma. That is my spiritual name. The divine feminine does not roar to prove her power. She simply rises and the ground remembers. We don't have to make a big commotion. We just have to move and do. That's what it's about. So that's our calendar for July. If you're interested in getting more information about it, you can check lulu.com, punch in the name Yolanda Simmons, and you will see the calendar there. It's actually on sale right now, I believe, as well. let's continue on. I'd like to begin to talk about our theme for this month, strength. So I decided to look to see the word strength. And I like to give definitions. I like to check about the origins of things and then offer a perspective. So let's first begin with a definition. In Webster's dictionary, we can find the following few definitions. The quality or state of being strong, capacity for exertion or endurance, which basically deals with physical strength, someone being physically strong. Okay? Next, the ability to resist being moved or broken by force. So in this case, person is tough. Or if it's not a person, it could be some fabric that is just tough, that it is unterrible, unbreakable. Another definition, the quality that allows someone to deal with problems in a determined and effective way. This is the way the person actually presents himself. We're talking about character in this light, someone who's taken their time to deal with determination in how they're going to approach something, strong-willed, if you will. A degree of potency, of effect, or of concentration. For example, we could be talking about a particular color that has a really rich intensity. For instance, if you look at the picture here of the feminine energy walking with the lion, look at the richness and the intensity of the red fabric. Very intense. The value of country's currency as compared to another country. So, you hear sometime about them comparing the strength of the dollar to the strength of another country like Russia, like China, for example. Of course, right now you're hearing a lot of rumors about that our currency isn't as strong as it used to be. But that again is another definition for strength. The power of influence of a group or organization. Again, in talking about strength, that particular organization is respected and valued because of their strength and how they're able to get people to do something in particular or watch something in particular. So those are just a few of the different definitions. Now, as you can see, when we're talking about strength, what's really interesting is that we're going to move to the etymology of the word, which is dealing with the origin of it. So when I looked this up, I found that the etymology of the word strength is derived from Middle English or from Old English. And here's what it was initially determined as: property of being strong, bodily power, muscular force, vigor, firmness, fortitude, manhood, violence, moral resistance. From a Proto-Germanic perspective, it was also noted as, or defined, or the origin, I should say, as being tight and or narrow. So it's really interesting in thinking of just the different perspectives. You know how sometimes words change over time and how the usage is actually applied. So let's continue on because I think you'll find this interesting. Now, one of the things I like to do is always check the root word of a word, see if there's a root word. And of course, the word strength, the root word is strong. So if you go back to strong, again, Middle English, and it's from the Old English of living things, body parts, physically powerful, of persons, firm, bold, brave, constant, resolute, having authority, able to enforce one's will, of medicines, poisons, powerful in effect of winds, etc., violent, forceful, severe, of wine, having high alcohol content. The general sense is possessing or imparting force of energy, intense or intensified in degree. You see how much the word has actually expanded as time has gone on. From the 1610s, here's another way that in viewing the etymology, having or consisting of a large number, written within a number to the extent of thousands strong, for example, they might use that particular term. By the 1580s, they were saying that. The grammatical sense in reference to noun case distinctions and verb inflections is attested by 1841. Translating German, the word German, the word was stark, which was used in a grammatical sense by Jacob Grimm, and it was the notion of strong and weak better fits German inflections. So that's how the German use of the word actually began to come into existence. In Middle English, in addition to offensive odors, it was used of unfortunate events, bad news, harsh laws, bad roads, bad dreams. So you think of it, we use it in that way now. Strong winds, the winds were bad, strong winds. It's used now as an adjective in that manner. Also, in coming back to the use of it in regards to man, we're talking about the man, a man of great strength, strong man. People would say strong man of great strength, especially one who displays it professionally. This is recorded from 1784, and it also is used as a surname. The meaning dominating man in a political organization is from 1859. So those are just some of the different ways over time and how the word strong developed and then how it strong also actually branched out and the word strength became a particular terminology in which we use today. Now, I'd like to move to talking about the perspective. And in talking about the perspective, you see this picture here that I was able to create with a little help from AI. Actually, a lot of help from AI. But you see, the woman is walking confidently, very regal and elegant. And so I have a particular phrase I want to call this particular image. She who stands tall in the fire. She who stands tall in the fire. So, in thinking of it regarding strength, she who stands tall in the fire represents the ability to remain anchored and empowered during life's most intense, painful, or chaotic moments. From a divine feminine perspective, this type of strength isn't about pushing through problems with aggression. Instead, It is about staying actually true to ourselves and feeling our emotions and allowing the heat of the struggle to transform us rather than destroy us. I'm sure when you take a pause and reflect, you can think of a time when you stood tall in the midst of the firestorm that you were in. I know I can think of times. There were many times. And I stood and stood grounded because I was in a state of mind where I was like, I am not going to fall. I am not going to fade. I am going to stand tall and be proud of where I am in the midst of what's going on around me. Word chaotic is mentioned. Oh, yes, chaotic challenges. I mean, and just sharing a personal situation. There was a time when I went through, well, it was about 3.5 years, and I was unable to find permanent work. And I still got myself up every day, got dressed. If I was able to find something temporary to do, I did so, took that work, and I did it well. And eventually, as the 3.5 years passed, I was able to find something permanent again. But I was so glad that I chose to stand and to stand firmly in the midst of the storm that I was going through at the time financially. And even, I would say, just some of the emotional just feeling a little down from time to time. And then I would find things to do to pick me up. I'd take courses at the library that they offered. I'd go to the mall and walk around. A lot of different things, again, to keep me motivated. So I say to you, sister, as you're listening to this, stand tall, no matter what firestorm you may find yourself going through. Stand tall and know that you will make it through the storm. Let's continue. So it's time now for us to actually now take a moment and journal our serene self-reflection time. And you see, I have a journal prompt for you, as I always do. And I hope you have your pen and paper ready. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to 10 minutes to allow you to write. And this is the question here, our sacred prompt. What awakens my courage to rise? What awakens my courage to rise? What awakens my courage to rise? Your writing time starts now. One more minute I'd like to give you. Okay. I hope you found that pause of self-reflection beneficial. What awakens my courage to rise? I just don't want to fall. For me, I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall. And so, because of that, I step up. What's your reason? Don't want to give up. What's your reason? Okay. We are going to move to one of the fun things that we usually do, and that is to do a little entertainment information. And we're going to talk about the new moon briefly, and then our crystal for the month of July that I've selected. And you'll remember this crystal because we've talked about it before. So let's continue on. So, for connection, again, it's for fun, entertainment purposes only, we are going to talk about the new moon briefly. Now, you've heard me share this before that the new moon symbolizes new beginnings, fresh starts, and infinite potential. It marks the beginning of the lunar cycle when the moon is positioned between the earth and the sun, making it invisible to the naked eye. Despite its darkness, this phase is rich with symbolism, representing a time for introspection, setting intentions, and planting seeds for future growth. So, I do want to let you know that with that being said, we are also going through a phase right now where the planet Mercury is retrograde. It's in retrograde motion, which means it's kind of spinning backwards. So it will be out of retrograde motion for Mercury on the 23rd. So let's be mindful of that because, it's not good to do anything to start signing new agreements, contracts during this time. It's best to wait till after the 23rd in doing so. And if you, for some reason, have to, make sure you take the time and carefully read the document before signing anything. Ask anything that you may find. And also, let's see, the new moon is seen as a period of renewal, inner reflection, and manifestation. It invites individuals to pause, release what no longer serves them, and align with your deepest desires and goals. In many cultures, it is a time to initiate new projects, make plans, and focus on personal development. Overall, the new moon is a powerful symbol of rebirth, possibility, and the quiet strength found in stillness. So, again, it's not a time to sign anything new. Wait if you can, but you can prep. If you know you have something that's coming up, you can prep for it. It's fine. So just remember that. Also, for crystals, our Powerful Elegance website actually has crystals that we offer. And so, a crystal for the month of July that I selected was cornelian. And cornelian is the mother crystal of the orange colored crystals. And when you look at cornelian, you'll know that it has that orange, you'll know it by its orangey reddish orange tone. And though it is a lot of times looked at a stone that's good for creativity, when it comes to talking about it regarding strength and looking at it from that perspective, physical stamina it can help with boosting energy when you wear it. Also, emotional resilience. It can help to increase your bravery. Also, person's power can help to motivate you. It can help anchor you and help you feel grounded. It's one of the stones. I know I can tell you personally, when I had my father passed, it was one of the stones that helped to keep me grounded in the midst of, just feeling the grief that I did regarding his passing. So that is what I wanted to share regarding our Firestone Chameleon. So since the slide jumped, I decided not to actually move it. So you see the slide up activation. So as you know, in the past, what we've done is we've said this affirmation together 3 times. And so in wrapping up this session, let's do just that together. Ready? Three, two, one. I do not shrink. I speak, I stand, I shine. Let's say it again. I do not shrink. I speak, I stand, I shine. One more time. I do not shrink. I speak, I stand, I shine. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we do. And so, my sisters, all across the realm, we have spoken about the theme of strength in regards to the return of the divine feminine. Remember, the divine feminine does not roar to prove her power. She simply rises, and the ground remembers who she is. And remember, she who stands tall in the fire, that is who we are. Don't forget that. I hope you have enjoyed this session. I hope that it has been beneficial to you as a feminine queen. And so, with that said, we are going to wrap up this session. And in doing so, I want to share a poem from my book. Peace is the book there. Okay. Well, it's not showing in the book piece. Okay. And let's share the poem with you. I think you'll like this one. Sisters, hear my call. Let your spirits rise up tall. You are more than what they say. You see, you are the sun that lights the day. You are the earth beneath our feet, and nurturing and steadfast always need. You are the wind that carries us along, guiding us with wisdom making us strong. You are the moon that guides the night, illuminating darkness, showing us light. You are the stars that shine so bright, sparkling with spirit, forever in sight. Sisters, you are divine, a force to be reckoned with, so fine. Unconditional love flows from your heart, giving us all a brand new start. So when the world tries to knock you down, remember who you are. Wear your crown. You are a goddess, a warrior, a queen, and you, my sister, are an inspiration supreme. Never forget, remember, sisters. So, in closing, the scroll has spoken, the circle is sealed. We remember.
I remember who I am. I honor who you are. I hold space without judgment. I speak truth with kindness. I listen with my whole self. I give overflow, not to patience. I restore. I rise. I radiate. I am she who remembers. And I stand beside all women, rising in their remembering. I am she who remembers.